You can run, but you can't hide. Can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. Can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. Can't hide. Can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. Can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. Can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. Can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide.
My bad, y'all. We back. I know. White House Plumbers episode 4 and 5. It's been what, 2 weeks since the finale dropped. Man, let's go ahead and try to get back into it. I ain't gonna lie to you. This week I've been kind of lazy since I just got back. I ain't been trying to get up and do nothing. But I said we're gonna do White House Plumbers. We got episode 4 and 5. We're gonna try to run through these because I'd rather talk about the real live events than the show. Cause I mean the show, like these last 2 episodes, they were pretty much, well, not on the run, but they were hiding out trying to figure out everything. So we're gonna be doing a little back and forth to figure out the true story, and we're gonna see if any of these conspiracies are true, if anything was really going on behind the scenes that they didn't divulge to us, and we finally finding out in 2023 after roughly 30, 40 years, well, 40 something years, because this was 76. So we're a little under 40 years. Yeah, we're gonna figure it out today. Kendall, it'll probably just be you and I in here tonight. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We're gonna go ahead and knock this out. We do have the idol tonight. I'm gonna watch that. We'll have that live tomorrow, and I'm gonna have Cruel Summer 1, 2, and 3 together on Tuesday. And then after that, we'll be back on a regular schedule. We'll be running through it. This week I'll have some power videos coming out because I didn't get to do like any of my predictions or anything. Got to give my channel back an algorithm. A week off, it kind of does something to you. But we're back. We're back. Episode 4, 5. Our boys Liddy and Hunt. Hunt and Liddy, however you want to put it. Even though these two, they got put in the jammer. When it all came crumbling down, it came down at the foots of these two. Yeah. I said foots, not feet. The foots. Yeah. What up, Chrissy? They actually, they didn't get that much time for this. They didn't get that much time for it, even though My boy Hunt, he cooperated. Liddy, he held it down all the way to the end. But I did not know about the plane crash. So we'll talk about that. We're going to do a little research on our own. So in the beginning of episode 4, this is right after everything has got exposed. People got arrested, the Cubans locked up, Watergate full effect. Full effect, we gotta figure it out. And the first thing we seen in episode 4 was John, well, not John, St. John, my bad. St. John and his pappy. Now, his pappy is saying, I fucked up bad. Real bad. Yeah, I might be going under for this one. I don't know how we gonna get out of this one. I don't know who's gonna do what, but listen, I need to know that I can trust you, Saint. Can I trust you or no? He's like, yeah, whatever, Papa. Whatever you need. All right, listen. I need to get your ass up. I need you to help me dispose of a few things. Just a little stuff here, a little stuff there. But overall, you and we need to get to it. Now, you see, Hunt, he's living life scared. At this moment, he knows that the whole world is about to be focusing in on everything that they got going on. His counterpart, Liddy, he ain't even tripping off of it. His wife, Fran, she's in the bed. He said, oh, don't worry about it. I'm probably going to prison for a little bit. She said, prison? He said, yeah, don't even worry about it. He getting undressed like it's nothing. Liddy kind of reminds me of me. Hey, it is what it is at this point. We're just going to have to figure it out. We're just going to have to work through it. She's waking up like, huh? Prison? He's like, yeah, prison for a long, long time. What are you doing if your significant other comes in the house, wakes you up, casually gets undressed and tells you, oh, yeah, I'll probably be going to prison. Don't worry about it, though. We'll figure it out, you know? I got faith in the judicial system. We'll be all right. Plus, Nixon's about to be president. We good to go. Nixon is about to be president. We good. We ain't got to worry about nothing. He gonna pardon us. We good. I'm saying I'm like Liddy as far as his demeanor and just not caring. Now, am I doing the silly stuff that he doing? Hell no. But man, I done been in trouble several times. It is what it is. At that point, you can't change it. You just got to deal with the consequences. So I understand that's like shit. I'm not about to come home and be stressing about it. You know, I show y'all the paperwork. I was facing 4 years in Leavenworth, but hell, still was going to the gym after work. It is what it is at this point. It is either they gonna find me guilty or I'm gonna beat the case. Fortunately for me, I didn't have nothing to do with it. And I beat my case both times, back to back, 2-0. And look at Liddy. He don't even care. He getting undressed. What a wonderful evening. Now, Hunt, him and John, they out here, they disposing of everything. I'm talking antennas, typewriters. They ain't got no cell phones, but if they did, cell phones, everything, they wiping it down. I don't know what kind of solution they got, but it looked like maybe some hand sanitizer or something along that nature. That's what I wanted to look up. Where did Hunt actually dispose of all this? Did they really throw it off a bridge? Of course. Watergate plot. All right, let's see. Let's see if Los Angeles Times let us slide. Man, you already know they ain't. Them New York Times. I don't know what these newspaper corporations is doing. We supposed to have freedom of the press. We supposed to be able to get this news for free. Los Angeles and New York Times. We not subscribing to this nonsense. We just want to read an article. Let me see. Let me see. Go on over the last. LinkedIn to Liddy. All right, here we go. Together with his son, Howard drives to a desolate bridge over a river and gets rid of all the equipment used in the Watergate plan, throwing them into the water one after another. The panic stricken throws away Bible points of return. Oh, so it ain't telling us if it was the truth or not. I could believe they did something like that, though. I mean, where else would they get rid of this equipment at? Well, we seen what Liddy was doing. Liddy was shredding up money. He didn't even give him real gloves, man. He came out with the dishwashing gloves. My mom used to wear those when she washed the dishes. I'm like, Mom, just put your hands in that water. Get your hands in that water. I ain't realized till I was older. You put your hands in those gloves. Hey, man, you can put your hands in scalding hot water. I'm not talking about submersion for a long period of time, but them old rubber gloves like that, oh, yeah, them things that withstanding all kinds of heat. And as I got older, I hated touching food inside the sink. You know what I mean? I hate, like, you got to rinse your plates off before I wash it. Man, don't be just setting your plate up there and it got food. I don't like food and stuff in my dishwater. So I can understand why wearing gloves. But as a kid, man, we just knocking it out. But right now they wiping stuff down. And Howard still, for some reason, had the room key to the hotel. He throws that over the bridge also. Saints talk about we didn't wipe that off. It's like, damn, you're right. You're right. Kendall, we didn't have a dishwasher growing up. I don't think we didn't get a dishwasher till I was probably about 11, 12, maybe. Yeah, probably about 12, like 1 or 2 years before we moved. So yeah, we didn't have no dishwasher. We had dishwashing hands. My brother and I, and then my sisters before me. So we got a long line of dishwashers in my family. So it was me and my brother. Before my brother and I, it was my sisters. Before my sisters, it was my parents and cousins and uncles and aunties. And before them, it was my grandparents. So it was a long line of Moors that been washing dishes. Now we ain't washing other people's dishes. We washing our own dishes. Mm. Now, once they bring everybody in, everybody's quiet. They ain't giving up no information. They don't want anybody to know anything. You know what I mean? Anything that was going on. And you remember James McCord, he was head of security for, I forgot what Mitchell was doing at that point. What was Mitchell, the state's attorney? I think he was the U.S. state's attorney. I can't remember. But James McCord is in here. He's holding it down, but he ends up getting exposed because someone used to work with him. Like, oh, he does security. He was former CIA. He's like, damn, he gave up his name. Now, while all this is going on, Liddy, he's out trying to cover his tracks also. But how he's approaching it, he's going to all the people that were above him. And he's letting them know that whatever I get in trouble for is going to point back at y'all because y'all made us do it. Now, Liddy came out there. He probably had his gun on him. I can pretty much guarantee you 1,000% that he had his gun on him this day. But he went out there and talked to him. He said, I need you to get them to release James McCord. today. Due to my calculations and speculation, we got 48 hours before they figure out who James McCord is because his fingerprints are in the database. And right now, he's letting them know once James McCord gets figured out, they know who he works for, Mitchell. They know you and Mitchell got a close relationship, and they know that I'm up under them. And then McCord was working with me. So, yeah, I think you need to get on this and get him up out of there. But Liddy, he's always going to be on top of it. He don't care what's going on. He's about to handle business, and he's going to do it the right way. You know, he's never going to cheat you. If you're honest enough front with Liddy, Liddy's gonna be honest enough front with you. Now he's gonna do some janky shit to get the job done, but I can guarantee you, he got that gun on you, and he's gonna do right by you. Only if you deserve it is when he gonna do you bad. Only if you deserve it is when he'll do you bad. Right now, he's letting his boss's boss know, hey, fucking Dean, he sent me McCord over there. You need to get McCord out of there because they're gonna bring up them fingerprints. Like I said, McCord got exposed. Somebody that used to work with him. Don't you always hate that? You see somebody in public, you know me, man. Chill. Hey, Mo. Like, hey, nigga, I'm telling motherfuckers my name is Mo out. Y'all don't know nobody out here. He ain't talking about me. He talking about somebody else. I think he's saying he wanted some more water. I don't know if he know who I am. Hey, stay over there, brother. Back at the crib, though, he nervous. Hunt having a mental breakdown at this point. We talking about mental breakdowns over on the Idol. There's mental breakdowns right over here too. He going through it. He's actually telling Saint, yeah, your teacher, I handled that. Placed a couple of guns in the car, got him the fuck up out of here. Fucking creep. But you notice a difference in the relationship between John and his father. They're starting to get a little closer because his dad is actually talking to him and actually needing his help. Prior to this, man, they wasn't never even talking. He was barely at the house anyway. He wasn't coming to none of the recitals. Well, not recitals, but his band's practices. He wasn't showing up to none of that. He didn't care about what was going on at school. So now he's looking at it like, hell, my dad's at least talking to me. He hanging out. He's making omelets. He's making omelets. My dad would get up and he'll cook breakfast for everybody, but he ain't making us no omelets. Not no individual personalized omelet. No. He gonna make a thing of eggs. He gonna make a thing of potatoes, and then you know what I'm saying, your bacon, your turkey sausage, whatever you want. He'll have each thing individually placed out, but he wasn't making individual. Mm-mm. You go in there, hey, pops, you make me an omelet. He said you can make your damn omelet. Yeah, but they get a phone call, and now it's getting real. Once the media gets a hold of it, they start asking those questions. It's gonna be hard to avoid it. Hey, we'd like to know why your name was on an envelope at the Watergate break-in. Why? And at that moment, he said, fuck that. Hey, unplug the, well, you had to leave the phones plugged up because then they be popping up at the house, even though they're going to pop up at the house anyway. Don't answer the phone. Don't tell nobody nothing. And just like I always say, I know you're trying to reach me, but I'm kind of busy. Sorry, I'm not by the phone. But you know that I'm going to call you when I get home. Leave a message after the tone. Yeah, I'm not answering the phone. Who is it? No, sitting at the voicemail. Let me read what the voicemail said. Oh, okay. It was important. I give him a call back when I'm, you know what I'm saying, when I'm ready. But you couldn't do this back in the 70s. It's either the phone rang or the phone rang. Or you go pick up the phone and hang it back up. You could unplug it, but you don't want to unplug your phone, especially not back then. Now, I told you, Liddy is thinking big picture. What can be traced back to us? Yeah, we got rid of the equipment and everything, but that was more of Hunt. Remember, Hunt was the one that checked all that out. Hunt was the one that had the the makeup artist, the costumes. So he was the one receiving all the equipment. Liddy, on the other hand, was doing the administrative side. He was getting the money. He was basically in charge. But now he got to get rid of the damn money because the money has serial numbers. In that sequence, they just gonna pick it up and say, okay, who's been spending these bills here? So he's trying to get rid of all the money so no one will spend it. Now, if they go back, even if they go back to the bank and trace the money that they got, they don't know where the rest of the money is. So that's why he's getting rid of all this money so no one will spend this money. And this money is gone now. So to be like, okay, they got rid of that money or we just don't know what happened to it. So that's why he was shredded. I know somebody had asked me, but he's just making sure that no one else spends this money so to be traced back to him. Because the bank has these numbers. They know how much was taken out. The bank got these numbers, all the serial numbers. Boom, 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 boom. We got that mug, but we don't know who's spending it. And they got the industrial shredder in here too. This is what Enron was using. Enron, when before they went down, oh yeah, this is what they were using right here. I'm talking about the big ones. It's kind of like what Braden and them were doing. You know what I'm saying? Shredding up some documents. But you want to get the shredder that actually shreds. You don't want to leave because they got technology now that they can take shredded documents, put it all down, and it'll scan it and it'll piece it all together. So you want to get the stuff that basically turns it into dust. You don't want shredded, you don't want, they came out with the new technology. We got the cross shredding. Yeah, that seems cool, but they can still put that down and scan all of it, and it's gonna piece together with that paper say. So you want to get a shredder that basically turns it into dust, almost dust, but or you could do it old school. Go to your fireplace and catch it all on fire. Woo. But we don't have a fireplace here in the office, so we got to use the shredder. Boss man come in talking about, what are you doing? You shredding the money, man? What are you doing? He said, look, I'm shredding the money. I'm shredding the little soap bars. Remember, he asked Fran about that when he came into the house. He said, hey, where's those soap bars? Because it's going to connect him back to the hotel, same way what it did with the hotel key. But he's shredding everything. And he tells him straight up, hey, listen here, boss. Everything that we did, you told us to go do it. Now, me personally, I'm not going to tell. But for your own safety, you need to hire your own lawyer. Always get your own lawyer and never take a recommendation. Never take a recommend. Well, I mean, you could take a recommendation, but you need to get that recommendation from someone that isn't on the same case as you. Man, people do some behind the scenes and it'll get ugly out there. It'll get ugly out there. So get your own lawyer. Of course, these lawyers are going to know each other, but hey, unless it's the union, unless it's your union, don't take that lawyer. If your job is trying to give you a lawyer, don't take that lawyer because they're not doing what's in the best interest of you. They're gonna be doing what's the best interest of the company. So just like Liddy said, you need to get your own lawyer, man, and get prepared. Because when they start asking questions, it ain't too many people like me. Now, me, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. At this point in life, I'm telling on the establishment. I'm telling on the establishment. Mo, what happened? Shit. Boss man said we had to go do this. And he got that information from the CEO and the president. Yeah, up the chain. You want me to tell on the CEO of YouTube? All right, I don't want to, but I got to. I'm doing this for us. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing this for me, I'm doing this for us. What up, Erica? Yeah, man, I'm trying to get back on track. I ain't got We got what, 7 people in here? You know, the views is down. But give me like a week and a half, 2 weeks, because then I'm gonna have another week off because I'm moving. So 4th of July weekend, I'm officially gonna be moving out. So I think the 29th I'm gonna leave. Was it the 29th? No, it was the 30th. The thing I'm leaving. 30th. Yeah, 30th, because my lease is up July 3rd. So yeah. So these next 2 weeks, I'm about to be on it. Probably have a live every single day. Then I have a week of moving. Then I'll be back on for good. And we're gonna finish out the summer. But right now, we got to shred these documents. We got to get these documents. We got to get the soap out of here. We got to get maps. We got to get pictures. Hey, did you write a note on that? Hand me that. Man, give me that. Let me look at my mastermind. Okay, anything dealing with White House Plumbers in here? Nope, all power information. All right, we're good here. We can keep this. The feds are showing up. Liddy comes on around back. But you know, Hunt said, don't answer any of the phones. Now, I think everybody should have a good bomb shelter. That's what we call them, a bomb shelter. You go into them for like tornadoes and stuff. Like I said, man, we didn't have a cellar for a tornado. My first house that we grew up in wasn't no basement. You just had to go to a closet. We went to the guest room closet because it was the center of the house. And, hey, you wish for the best. That's all you can do. But they go downstairs and they got to have a little conversation. And they're really trying to figure it out. But you're starting to realize that Liddy is really living the life. Liddy the life. That's what we call him. Liddy's talking about, listen, we gonna do this for the red, the white, the blue. We gonna do this for the country. You and I, Nixon, Creep, us. That's us. The committee to reelect the president. That's us. You and I. That means we gotta ride this thing on out to the end. Pause. But we got to do it. You and me. We signed up for it. We rolled our right hands. We got sworn in. Yeah, in the Air Force song, they say, I will defend this country with my life. I said, excuse me? Wait. I'll defend this country with my life. Are they saying life or are they saying likeness? Like, I'll defend this country with my likeness. You know what I'm saying? Defend the country with my life. I said, it's kind of wild. Shit, fuck it. We here now. I am an American airman. I will defend this country with my life. I mean, I did it. It wasn't that bad. But let me tell you, I was never over the top like Liddy. I was kind of like Hunt. What up, Eric? I was kind of like Hunt. I'm like, hey, bro, that shit sound good. But hey, nigga, they own our ass. And you didn't tore up all the money. We needed that money. Liddy said, yep. See, you're the one that's going crazy. They don't have any money coming in. If you remember, all of this started because Hunt needed a job. He was in the CIA and they pretty much kicked him out. He was like, shit, I need this. He been lying to the family the whole time. He working for the White House. Working for the White House. But he technically wasn't lying because he was really working for the White House. I want to know, is any president ever going to release the Nixon tapes? That's what we want to know. Is anybody ever going to release the tapes? We ain't there yet, but we want to know about the tapes, and we're going to try to find out where they are. Even if I got to call up the National Archive myself tomorrow morning, we're going to find out where these tapes are. And we're going to try to get them played. We're going to get them played the same day that Trump goes in to trial on Tuesday. I'll be watching that on Tuesday. See what the hell going on there. See what they're going to stick the dog with. You know what I'm saying? But right now, they trying to get Nixon reelected. Right now, the Republicans trying to get Trump reelected. Man, when they tell you that history repeats itself, they wasn't lying. Because this is all the same shit going on all again. But we'll find out this week how deep it really gets. And are there going to be espionage charges, which I'm hoping to see. Nah, Chrissy. Nah, I'm gonna get it because I think they're sealed, but I think hold on. Let me look that up real quick. Because they are sealed, but I think there's a release date. You see? It's the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing of what's going on right now. Nixon claimed executive privilege that protected him and refused to release the tapes. Many people assume that the tapes must incriminate the president or otherwise would not inconsist with on their privacy. It's the same thing now. I ain't had to give up them documents, man. That's been executive privilege. Nigga, that shit's confidential. I don't know about y'all, but this kind of stuff excites me. We're gonna find out this week what the hell going on. You know, we already know what's going on. I just want to know if any nuclear documents were shared. And I want to know if the plan to invade Iran was actually shown to somebody, or was he just talking to people telling them, I got it. I can't show you because it ain't declassified. See, that's a little political. We're going to keep it on to the TV show. We'll talk about that in the end, though. But there's a lot of people that don't know what the hell they talking about. Now, he's still going crazy. Liddy is trying to convince him that, hey, all we got to do is believe in Nixon. Nixon gets in office. We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. And see, I know a thing or two. I know a thing or two about documents. Yeah, you know, I got that 6 years intensive experience working with NARA in the Bureau of Indian Affairs with the Department of Interior. So I know a thing or two about document control. I had me a clearance. I know a thing or two about confidential and top secret. I was in the military, so I got about 12 years of experience when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I could kind of, you know what I'm saying, give you a little background on it. You know what I mean? I could kind of give you a little bit of the legal side. You know, I can't give you advice. I can give you a little bit of the legal perspective from being somebody let go with the actual archives. Oh, Kendall, we'll be alive. We're gonna be alive. Because as councilman, that is my job to go get these tapes for y'all. That's my job as a councilman. You see how I'm talking to you guys? I'm kind of in and out of it. I'm feeling like Hunt right now because he nervous as hell. He over here, he making pancakes. He's cooking breakfast every single day. Ma is just now getting back home. Bonjour. the feds are outside. Kev comes back. Everybody's just sitting around not really knowing what's going on. But of course, you know our dropout daughter, Lisa. So smart, she knows everything, but can't finish college. Lisa. Our dad is a spy. He's been lying to us this whole time. And his spy books are stupid. Saint said, man, them books ain't stupid. Saint sticking up for his pappy now. That's what you're supposed to do, man. It's your dad, man. Hold it down. Hold it down. Hold it down. Now, Liddy, still working. We got issues at the house. We know that Hunt really hasn't been around for his family like he wish he could have. But as you all know, we did the calculations. Roughly $8,000 to go on a trip to Paris. Roughly, at least back then, roughly 50,000 to have two daughters in college. Like, he had to work his tail off nonstop. Ever since mom stopped working, Dorothy was at the house. We pretty much had one income. He had to work his tail off. People don't understand that. But now Liddy is telling Dean, hey, Dean, I don't know about you, but I'm willing to die for this country. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get the president reelected. I'm willing to sacrifice myself. And what I mean by this is, you tell me the time, the place, in the corner. Get a sniper. Make sure it's a clean shot. Shoot me. I'll take a bullet for the president so I don't have to get on the stand and say anything negative against him. That's how dedicated Liddy is to this, even though he's starting to realize no one's really got his back, but it hasn't went through his head yet. It's not registering. All he can think about is America. Oh, say, can you see Bonnie Dawn's early light? That's all. That's all he can think of. Pow! He talking about taking a sniper, man. Ain't nobody trying to take no sniper for the president. El Presidente. But funds are running short, and Hunt got to go back home and tell Bay, listen, I got a plan. I got a plan. You and me, the kids, we get on down to Florida. There's an old hangar outside of Opalaka. We take that. We go down to Nicaragua. They help us out. They get some money, basically hide us out for a little bit. We'll be good to go. Let's get away from here. Like a T.I. song. Hey, let's get away. Let's get a room on the other side of town. But it don't work like that. Because she's thinking, you done fucked up this family. All this shit you've been doing, and now look at us. Look where we're at. You've been coming home bragging about all of this, and now the feds are outside the crib. But hey, man, it was all good. It was all good when the money was coming in. Kendall said, I couldn't figure out if Liddy was actually meaning that or was he playing mind game. Nah, I think he meant that. So the guy would do that. Nah, I think he really meant that. I think even Dean knew it too. And the reason I think Dean really knew that he was serious, because you remember at the end in episode 5 when he had the pencil. Remember, he was scared to go into that room to talk to him one-on-one because he knew what Liddy was capable of, especially after telling Liddy that basically you're stupid to believe all of this. You were just that patriotic that you would take the fall. You know what I mean? So I think Liddy was dead serious when he said that. I know I wasn't sticking around to find out. I walked by and heard a sniper. I said, oh no, let me keep walking. Matter of fact, I put the little book on the back of my head. I was walking kind of fast like a tornado drill. Get up out of there. Now, right now, what they're trying to do, they're talking to their lawyer because they finally had to get them one because it's getting crazy out there. And we know that Hunt's background, he knows a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. We were just talking about the JFK tapes. Well, allegedly, he may not been the one to have something to do with that. We're going to jump in that at the end. They said on his deathbed, he may or may not admit to it. But he was there, though. He was there that day. It's crazy. But of course, you know, we'll probably never ever find out. That's one of the good secrets that's probably always going to be covered up. But right now, his lawyer is saying, all right, look, this is what we can do. Hunt said, man, I'm not trying to tell nobody's name. Dorothy said, forget all of that. Tell the White House, because I know you're talking to the White House lawyers. Tell the White House that Hunt tells y'all you better send money help him out or he's exposing everybody. She said, I'm willing to tell on each and every single person. She said, if we going down, we going down.
He's bigger than Nino Brown. This is big business.
We going down. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. You can't tell on everybody.
He's bigger than Nino Brown. This is big business.
Well, according to Dorothy, she said, I'm telling on everybody. Vice president, president, who else is on the cabinet? The Secretary of Defense. We telling on them too. Let me see. Whoever's HUD, housing, yeah, we telling on them. Yeah. Hunt is hearing this, and Hunt don't want nothing to do with this. But Dorothy said, man, we telling on everybody. Y'all think that's a good move to tell on everybody? Like, what do you think that you could get out of? Well, I mean, nowadays you got extra protection. Back then, it was a little shaky. If you telling on somebody, it's really you against the world. At least now there are like certain organizations that'll be able to actually help you out. Hell, they got Tasha St. Patrick. Her ass is good to go. You know what I'm saying? You give it the right people, you good to go. Well, she was good to go until we fucking got grandma on, but then that's a whole nother story. But do you guys agree with Dorothy telling, hey, we telling on everybody? Because I'm looking at her like, hey, yo, you can't tell everything now. Now, Liddy, on the other hand, he's going to talk to his lawyer. The only thing is, his lawyer, the office is at Watergate. It stays over at Watergate. You remember they had the hotel side that they went up in, then they had the like the convention side, and then the side that the DNC was on. So he got to show up to talk to his lawyer. Now, hey, deniable. Hey, I can deny everything right here. She's only driving him because he asked. She's not driving him to a meeting. She don't. If she doesn't know anything about a meeting, even though she does, if she don't know nothing about me, she can't tell nothing. Plus, your spouse can't testify on you anyway. So that's one good thing. You could take the stand with your old lady, and she ain't gonna tell a word. You ain't gotta say nothing. You can't testify against me. But he sees they pulling up the Watergate. He jump in the back seat. But he seemed like he trying to hold it down to the end. Hold it down to the end. Ain't nothing wrong with that. She just got the seatbelt over the lap. That's the old one. You got to get the that's the old car. You got to get the damn seatbelt from up top, and then you got to buckle it over like that. And when you get done, put it back up on the ceiling. Hey, for real, Kendall. She don't know nothing. She said, I'm only driving you because you asked me to drive. He said, good. Good. Now back at the house, we got the feds outside, lawyers pulling up. Howard is hurt. Howard is hurt. He's nervous. He's having a mental breakdown right in front of us, y'all. He got the music up loud. And his lawyer's trying to say, hey, man, this right here is privilege. They can't use none of this against you. Anytime I'm in here, we good. Don't matter what we say. You can go, well, you can say whatever you want to in here. You just can't tell me you're about to hurt somebody. You know, and I got to report that. But you can tell me everything you did here, man. It's confidential. They ain't saying nothing. He said, I ain't saying nobody's names. I'm not telling no nobody. But they need some money, though. And there's a guy by the name of Rivers. Now, Rivers is going to be the guy that helps everybody out. He's going to be doing the funding. But the only thing is he don't want to talk to Howard because he knows about Howard and he knows this ain't it. This ain't what we really want. Let me talk to his wife because he knows that the wife doesn't know all the information. She's smart enough to understand what's going on, but you'll be more inclined to talk to her to set things up because you know she has a history with the CIA because she's going to tell you more of the truth than what you could get out of Hunt. I mean, yeah, out of Hunt. So that's my personal reason on why they went to her. Like, he didn't want to talk to them because, like, nah, we don't know if you're going to be trying to set us up or not. But if we talk to her, and she's dependent on us to get this money, she's going to be more upfront than Hunt would be. Because at this point, they don't trust anybody because this is attached to the president. So at this point, the White House said, hey, we ain't got nothing to do with these fools. We ain't did nothing. So they trying to separate themselves. But at the same time, it's like, hey, here go a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, to cover up the, you know what I mean? So he looking around, they get on the phone, said, man, your husband, he's doing a hell of a job here with the United States of America. But real quick, we're going to do this money exchange. We only want to talk to you. Thank you for your help. Hunt, nervous as hell. He looking around because he know they watching. They supposed to have a secure phone, but he know they watching. You think they about to just let this stuff go down? Hell, y'all seen how they got Franklin? CIA knew everything. The whole time they knew everything. Franklin out here thought he was living a good life, but the CIA knows everything. And that's why Hunt's looking around like, man, what the hell? I know something ain't up. This ain't too secure. Now they see, they show them making several different transactions. You know, go get the key from up under the phone, go to this locker. What's in that locker? Big bank rolls. Little 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, them might be 10s. 10, oh, them 20s. Probably about 5,000s. You're probably like 5,000 stacks or 5, 10, 15, 20. A little 30 piece maybe. 25, 30 piece. It ain't bad. Nice starter bundle, especially back in the day. But I want to know. I mean, I know they were paying the lawyer with this money. They were splitting the money with Liddy because they said Liddy was on his own, but they looking out for him. Would y'all split this bread? Be real. Would y'all split that money with Liddy? Let's just say you got 30,000. You giving them 15, and you still got to pay your lawyer? Because remember, the first 25 went to the lawyer. The first 25,000 that they got went to the lawyer. So now what are they getting? Let's just say it's a 30 piece each time. In the beginning, it's got, well, did I get a picture of because they were transferring money over to the Liddy family, but they were giving them like whole pans full, like a whole fixing. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to go back and look and see how much money they were giving each other. Because I was thinking it was like maybe 30,000, but they had hundreds in there, so they had at least like 30 or 40,000 in one of the pots, maybe even 50, because they had 6 trays in the freezer. I don't even know, but we got the family. We got to go pick up another, you know what I'm saying, another drop off. Dorothy's in there. She's on the phone. Of course, Lisa's in the back seat. Oh my gosh, she's annoying. Leave her at well, you can't leave her at the house because she'll answer the phone. Too old to be acting like this, Lisa. Well, it's looking like it's bad news because the money is stopping. Lisa in the back seat. Oh, my family were living a lie. Why? Why did this family choose me? Oh, if I could be anywhere, I wouldn't be in this hellhole. He said, damn it, calm down back there, Lisa. David up front talking about, can we get ice cream? Mom is like, hell yeah. Dad like, nigga, we ain't got no more money. So it's a whole shit show right now. But this is the family, man. This is the life that they chose. Well, I'm gonna say this isn't the life that the family chose, but what, I mean, I don't know, man. What we gonna do with two CIA agents? Well, she wasn't an agent, but she said I was on the last train. I think they said from Shanghai. Or I don't know where she was coming from. She had that 25 strapped to her thigh. She wasn't playing around. Even the lawyers looking like, man, this is a little thin, man. Where the rest of the money at? What up, One Journey? Where the rest of the money? This is a little thin, right? What's this? This is a little $1,000. What was this? This is thin. What was this? I'm looking for a bankroll. I don't need a couple of dollars. I need a bankroll. I know the lawyers thinking like, nigga, what can I get done with this shit? But everyone's starting to realize that there's really no funding. There's really no more money. It just ain't. They go talk to McCord. Her and McCord used to do little drop offs at the diner. That money funny right now, man. It's getting scary out here. She basically got to tell him, hey, we ain't got no more money. There ain't nothing coming in. No one's looking out for us. It's really us out here. So McCord is hearing this and he's starting to realize, A, I'm just gonna be honest. This is probably his thought process. A, they lying about the money. There's still money coming in. Y'all just don't want to give me no more money. Or B, this could be true. But as a criminal, I can guarantee you that thought number one in his mind was they were not giving me more money because they wanted to keep it for them selfish shelves. Yeah, Kendall, I think because Liddy, they actually old. They supposed to be in like their 40s right now. Let me see something. Yeah, she was born in 1920 and she passed in 1972. So yeah, she was about 29. She's about 29 on that mission in China. 29, 30. And this is like 10 years later. It was like 49, 50, like 20 years later. So they were in their 50s. Hmm. Oh, we didn't do our research on Senator George McGovern, did we? I think we. Oh no, we did, didn't we? No, we did do McGovern because he was in the Air Force. I remember talking about that. Yeah, he flew 30. Yeah, okay, yeah, we did talk about that. 'Cause for some reason, I was like, man, he was in the military or something. Yeah, well, he lost. So as of right now, they thinking, all right, with everything going on, we're gonna get a pardon once Nixon gets back in there because Nixon is a man of his words. We good to go. We just gotta sit out, hold back a little bit, and everything's gonna work itself out. Well, at least that's what Liddy's thinking. Liddy is thinking that it is what it is. If this is what needs to be done, this is what's gonna happen. He don't know that, man. Motherfuckers don't play fair out here. They don't play fair at all. Now they got this salad, and of course, the money is low. So right now, the Hunt family, they're talking about, listen, let's get our story out first. With this trial and everything going on, we could write a book, tell our side of the story, and we can profit off of it because we can pay for the lawyers, we can continue to pay for rent. Now, Liddy, he don't want nothing to do with that. Why? Because it's exposing the United States of America, and he swore an oath to protect the United States of America. So he don't want to give up any information to throw anybody up under the bus. But the Hunts, they like, nigga, we broke as fuck. We got lawyers to pay. See, we in debt right now. First payment was $25,000. You know what I just paid my lawyer, Liddy? We just gave my lawyer $1,500. $1,500. I'm talking about $24,000 less than what we was giving them. $2,350, $2,350 if you want to be technical, but $24,000. We $24,000 short to our lawyer, Liddy. We need to write this book, and nigga, they said a half a ticket. I'm talking about a $500,000, $500,000. We write this book. I'm gonna do the first 10 chapters. You get chapter 11 and 12, and then I'll finish 14 and 15. Cause I got a lot of shit I got to I got a lot of shit I gotta put in this book, Liddy. $500,000. I'll do 90% of the work, nigga. I need this money. Liddy said, nope. And he went to his signature trick. I don't bend. I don't fold. And he puts his hand over that candle to let you know this shit's for real. They blow that candle out so quick, like, nigga, get serious, man. We need this money, Liddy. Liddy said, nope, we're good. We got the money coming in. The White House is looking out for us. She said, nigga, that money ain't coming from the White House. It's coming from us. We've been paying y'all bills. We're broke because we were looking out for y'all, and now you don't want to help us out by looking out for us and letting us write the book. Everybody tell me they tough. I ain't seen one person on television as tough as Liddy. I ain't seen one person as tough as Liddy. You give me a character that's as solid as Liddy right now. Someone tell me a character that we've seen in any show that's ever been as loyal and dedicated as Liddy. I don't think I can find. I can't name one off the top of my head. None. And on top of that, Liddy tries to do everything by the book. Even if it's dirty, he's trying to do it by the book. I don't know. Liddy might be the realest person on television. Ashtray from Euphoria. Ashtray ain't really put in too much work though, man. Ashtray's still a kid. He ain't really. He was holding it down, but he ain't like Liddy. Let's not forget, Liddy was in there talking bad to the judge. Liddy went to sleep. The judge said, "Liddy, you got anything?" The nigga said, "Oh, my bad. I dozed off." Man, Liddy just didn't care. If it meant holding it down, Liddy wasn't complaining to nobody. Even his own partner would tell him to do something. He's threatening to kill him. Like, nah, dude, we got to do what we were put here to do. We got to trust the process. We got to trust the process. Now, I rock with Ashtray, though. R.I.P., but I rock with Ashtray. But he got some more years before he can get to Liddy's character. But Ashtray's dead, so that small sample size wasn't enough for us to fully be able to grade him amongst the greats. Plus, what makes Liddy such a bad, this is a real person. Like, he was really doing this shit in real life. I do got to fact check. Did he go to sleep in court though? That's a little far fetched. If he went to sleep in court in real life and told the judge, "My bad, I dozed off," hey, oh my goodness. They come into court and basically we're just all sitting here to try to figure out what the hell is going to happen next. Now they get a chance to post a bail, and they were trying to say that all this break in was monetary purposes, meaning they were going to do this, they were going to get compensated from it. Basically, this is the way that, you know what I'm saying? They trying to separate themselves from all this nonsense. And no, they did this on their own. They were trying to get money. Now they got to go post a bail. What was it? $50,000. Kindle. Oh, it's true. It's true. He had his mama post his bail. $5,000 cash. That's what I'm talking about. He said, "My bail's bondsman is my mother. She came up there and dropped that bag off. That's what moms are for. That's what moms are for. Mom, come get me out of the slammer. They got me. They got me jammed up." He come outside, he's smoking too, blowing big dodo. Came straight out the courtroom talking about, I got a statement. My statement is I ain't got no statement. They said, "Liddy, how does it feel to be a third man breaking in, entering piece of shit?" He said, Liddy did not care. He walked out the courtroom, rolled up and dipped, made his mama pay the bill, and got the hell up out of here. He don't give a damn. Now we find out that John actually tells mom that dad had me helping. Man, shut your damn mouth, man. Something you don't tell your mom. You don't tell your mom you was helping dad get rid of some equipment. That equipment ain't got nothing to do with mom, man. Just don't say nothing. Just don't say nothing. My dad, I told y'all my dad used to cut trees with his friend. Yeah, go ride with my dad. We gonna take some trees away. I ain't tell my mom when I got back. Oh, I was with dad today. We was moving trees. She don't need to know that. That ain't gonna do nothing to affect her day. She don't need to hear that. He over here talking about I helped dad out. We got rid of computers and laptops and iPhones and the Apple Provision and the AirPods. She didn't need to know all of that. Now mama's talking about, damn you, Howard. Damn you. They waiting to see if Nixon will get elected. People throwing eggs because Liddy, they feel like he's a traitor to America. Allegedly, he wrote a letter. I'm trying to find that too. If he actually wrote a memo to the president, and the president said it was the best memo he ever read. Then you got the rift between Lisa and John. John's rocking with dad. She talking about, oh, no one cares about Nixon. No one cares. Sounds stupid. John gonna say, no, we need Nixon so he can pardon dad. Then you had David talking about, what is a pardon? Said nothing, man, nothing. But December 8th, 1972. Now, I didn't know nothing about this. Some truths are exposed. She knows about John helping out, disposing of evidence. He had escapades. Turned out she was fucking with some dude from Uruguay. So whole time he was out doing his thing. She was out doing her thing. She got the last of the money. He facing jail time. She about to dip on out. But then she also says, I want to get a divorce. So he's like, nah, man, you can't leave right now. Because you can't leave on you can't leave on bad terms like this. We gotta at least talk this out. It's like, nah. What did you want me to do? You were out doing your thing. I was doing mine. You wanted me to sit at home and knit up a red, white, and blue flag? No, I wasn't doing it. I was popping that thing. You do your thing, I do mine. He said, I don't want you to leave. But she leaves. And something didn't sit right with her the whole time. She goes and gets on the plane. Now, I wasn't sure what this guy was symbolizing. Was he somebody that just recognized her? Or was he in on it? Like, was he on the plane when it happened? You know what I mean? Was he like just walking through to confirm that that was her on the plane and then he like got off? You know what I mean? Like, what were they showing here? And then Michelle Clark from CBS News comes on. Let's see. Yeah. But she gets on and she's about to interview her. They get some champagne. And she starts giving all the information that she knows about what's going down with Watergate. But then she asks about the rumors about Hunt being there when JFK was assassinated. Now, she told people that he was at the house cooking. They were making food. But documents and other stuff say that he was in Dallas that day. But even it's hard to tell. You know what I mean? Like, even with I was looking at it as even with all the bad that Hunt did, if that was true, I think she wasn't gonna tell just to protect, you know what I'm saying, to protect him from that. I think that might be one secret that she legit took with her. You know what I mean? That's how I was looking at it. Even though she was mad at him, I don't think she was going. Hey, I don't think she was. I don't think she was going to tell that information. But then out of nowhere, turbulence hits, and that's the end of episode 4. She died that day. Her, Michelle Clark, and I think it was 55 people on there. Thank you. Oh man, we didn't want to read this. Spartacus Educational. So it says Michelle Clark was born in Gary, Indiana on June 2nd, 1943. She attended hey, oh no, that ain't the no, that's she attended the University of Chicago Laboratory High School in Grinnell College in Iowa and Roosevelt University in Chicago. In 1972, she graduated from a new program at the Columbia Graduate School of Journalism, created to recruit, train, and place minority journalists Upon graduating, she began to work as a reporter for WBBM TV, a CBS owned station in Chicago. It has been claimed that she was the first African American network television anchorwoman. Damn. So they said she was the. Oh, that's some history for us right there. R.I.P. Michelle Clark. It's claimed that she's the first African American network television anchorwoman. Damn. In July of 72, she became a CBS News correspondent. Clark investigated the Watergate scandal. This included interviewing Dorothy Hunt, the wife of Howard, one of those who was about to go on trial for the role in Watergate. According to Sherman Skolnick, Clark was working on a story on the Watergate case. Miss Clark had lots of insight into the bugging and cover up through her boyfriend and CIA operative. Wait, Miss Clark had a lot of insight into the bugging and cover up through her boyfriend, a CIA operative. So Michelle Clark was dating somebody in the CIA? Who would have thunk that? So Michelle Clark, the first African American anchor woman, is dating a CIA operative, doing an interview on Dorothy Hunt, who was also in the CIA, whose husband is on trial for all. I want to know, did they ever say who her boyfriend was now? Now I'm curious to find out. So she had lots of insight on the bugging and the cover up through her boyfriend, a CIA operative. So whoever her boyfriend was giving up information, or he was probably just giving her like the overall details. Like they could probably bug like this. Hunt had been threatened to reveal details of who paid him to organize the Watergate break-in. Dorothy Hunt took part in negotiations with Charles Colson. According to the investigator Sherman, Hunt also had informed information on the assassination of JFK. He argued that if Nixon did not pay Heavy to suppress the documents they had showing he was implicated in the planning and carrying by the FBI and the CIA the political murder of President Kennedy. See, so Howard was threatening to get more money. And in the show, they showed Dorothy was the one that stepped up and said they were going to tell on everything. McCord claimed that. So y'all remember McCord? McCord is the security guy, the head security. He claimed that Dorothy told him that a meeting with her husband's attorney, Buttman, she revealed that Hunt had information that would blow the White House out the water. In October 72, Hunt attempted to speak to Charles Colson. So when she was speaking up in the room with the lawyer, that's all off the claims of James McCord of how they threw that in. Because no one would have known what was said inside that room unless it was one of those two. And the only way McCord could figure that out is because they've been showing her and McCord sitting and handing each other money. So can we really believe what McCord has been saying? But I mean, all this stuff seems like shit. Don't seem like they lying about it. In October 72, Hunt attempted to speak to Charles Colson. He refused to talk to her, but later admitted to New York Times that she was upset at the interruption of payments from Nixon's associates to the Watergate defendants. So, excuse me, really, like no disrespect to anybody in this, but they were all found guilty of this shit. So them niggas was guilty. So when I say this, it is what it is. Her ass was doing behind the door deals, basically blackmailing the president on information that they got that's supposed to be hidden anyway. So all the money that she, like, when you really think about it, this whole family, even though she didn't want, she said, you know what I'm saying, she didn't want to be in this kind of life or anything, she was a part of it though. You know what I mean? Like, when you really look at it, she was also part of this. I mean, I know she didn't break into Watergate, but once she started getting this money, she was upset about the payments. They threatening to tell. That's blackmailing. You can't do that. That's illegal also. So now it. What up, Queen? Now it's looking like, all right, now they got a reason to go at her because she was the one doing the threatening, and she was the one that was getting the money. Oh Lord. So you find out a lot of stuff. All you gotta do is read a little bit, man. But that's why we need these TV shows, because without this show, I would have known all of this was going on behind the scenes. 15 November, Colson met with Nixon, Haldeman, and John Enrichman at Camp David to discuss Howard Hunt's blackmail threat. Mitchell was also getting worried by Dorothy Hunt's threat, and he asked John Dean to use a secret White House fund to get Hunt's situation settled down. Eventually, it was arranged for Frederick LaRue to give Hunt about $250,000 to buy his silence. So it was a secret fund. They took him to camp. Okay, that's when Dean said that they went to Camp David. Sheesh. So $250,000 to buy his silence. How much is that today? Oh, man. 1972 to 2023, 250,000. Ah, a little under $2 million, huh? A little under $2 million. Not bad. Not bad. If y'all made it an even million, if they made it an even million back then, that may have won. If they made it an even $1 million back then, they may have bought my silence. All right, here we go. December 8th, 1972. This is the end of episode 4. Clark and Dorothy Hunt took flight 533 from Washington to Chicago. The aircraft hit the branches of trees close to Midway Airport. It then hit roofs of a neighborhood bungalows before plowing into the home of Mrs. Veronica Kluachik. Kluachik, I don't know how that is, at 3722 70th Place, demolishing the home and killing her and her daughter, Teresa. The plane burst into flames, killing a total of 45 persons, 43 of them on the plane, including the pilot and the first and second officers. 18 passengers survived. Clark and Hunt were both killed in the accident. So 45 people died. 18 passengers survived. So it said they hit trees. It hit the roofs. Oh, so they were coming into land from Washington to Chicago. They hit the branches of trees close to Midway Airport. So they was coming. Let me see something. Let me see something. All right. Flight 553. This is what over in Chicago Tribune. Uh, United Airways Flight 553 crashed into a row of bungalows West 70 Place in Chicago while approaching Midway, December 8th, 1972, killing 43 of the 61 passengers aboard and 2 in the home. The plane left D.C. for Omaha and was about to make a planned stop in Chicago when the pilot was instructed by the control tower to execute a missed approach pattern. As he went around for another landing attempt, the plane struck tree branches and then some bungalows before plowing into a home of Veronica. Her and her daughter died. So it was a plan. It was approaching. Let me see. Let me see. The plane left Washington, D.C. for Omaha, and it was about to make a planned stop. So it was a layover in Chicago. But once they got there, they were instructed to do a missed approach. So basically, it's when you come in and you get ready to land, but you don't land, and you just fly over, and you got to come back around. But you know, when they start doing that, they got to make those. They got to start making that big lap, man. The plane is like almost 45 degrees. The plane is like turning to get back around. It ain't like a toy where you just, hell no. The plane got to go around. So they executed a missed approach. When he ran around for another landing attempt, the plane struck the tree branches and then some bungalows before plowing into the home. So it must have been coming back down, or it probably didn't have the elevation. What up, Rick James? Also killed in the crash was Republican George Collins, who represented a west side of Chicago district. His death set the scene for his wife, Cardis Collins, to take his seat in Congress. What? The wife of Watergate conspirator Howard Hunt was also one of the victims, and she was carrying $10,000 in cash in a briefcase. After the money was found in the debris, there was a concern that it might have been linked to the financial dealings surrounding the President Richard Nixon slush fund, to which defendants in the Watergate case had access. That gave rise to speculation that the crash might have been a sabotage by the NTSB, ultimately ruled the crash was due to pilot error. Damn, that motherfucker was really right in the house. Damn. So they weren't even close to the airport. It was, I mean, I don't know how close Midway is, but this is like right in the city or in like the suburbs, whatever is around there. Oh, so okay, so she did survive. Margreta McClausland. She was rescued from the front end of the aircraft. Her rescuer, John Duke, a Chicago firefighter whose face is visible in the top right part of the photograph. Damn. Man, that's wild. All right, they were both killed. The following month, Howard Hunt pled guilty to burglary and wiretapping, eventually served 33 months. All right, here we go. This is what we wanted to see. The airplane crash was blamed on equipment malfunctions, Carl Oglesby said. He's pointed out that the day after the crash, the White House aide. Oh no, this is he's talking about the Eagle, Bud Crow was appointed Undersecretary of Transportation supervising the National Transport Safety Board and the Federal Aviation Association, FAA, and the NTSB. The two agencies charged with investigating the airline crash. A week later, Nixon's deputy assistant, Butterfield, was made the new head of the FAA. 5 weeks later, Dwight Chapin, the president's appointed secretary, became a top executive. Come on, man. So the two people investigating, 1 week later, Butterfield was made the head of the FAA. So this is 1 week after the crash. That could be the potential cover up right there. And then 5 weeks later, Dwight became the president's appointment secretary, became a top executive for the United Airlines. So now even more information ain't getting out. The very next day, Eagle, aka Bud, was the undersecretary of transportation, supervising the NTSB. Several writers, including all of them, have suggested that Michelle Clark and Dorothy Hunt were murdered. In 1974, Charles Colson, Howard Hunt's boss at the White House, told Time magazine, "I think they killed Dorothy Hunt." Man, I mean, man, that's wild. I mean, it does seem like a cover up. Ah, eh, well, and that's episode 4. Go ahead, knock out this episode 5. Now, episode 5, it really wasn't too much going on. At this point, we all in court. Let me say something. He stepped down though. I think he was only in charge for like, and he lived till 2020. Hell, he was in on Watergate with it. Rick James said white polo crimes. Nah, Watergate was a white polo crime, but we were just doing a little bit of looking into Flight 533 for United Airlines. That didn't right there. That didn't seem like no white polo crime. That seemed like bloody murder. So if you don't remember Bud Crow, he actually pled guilty to all of this that happened in 1971 and 72. He pled guilty for it. And the day after the crash in 72, December 8th, so December 9th, he was appointed the Undersecretary of Transportation. That just lets you know from the jump, hey, something fishy's going on. Damn. RIP to them. Michelle Clark ain't have nothing to do with this. In the episode, he didn't take that phone call. Now, it's the day of the funeral. We got St. John up there singing. He can barely hold it together. Hunt, he's mourning the loss of his wife. She just left, and the only thing racing through his mind is what the hell happened? What am I gonna do with my trial? My kids don't really love me. And behind me, fucking Liddy is talking to me, talking about, man, what is going on? We need to talk. He said, man, we ain't talking about that book, man. He said, well, we need to talk soon, like right after this. This is supposed to be a moment for him to remember his wife and be with his family. Liddy don't care about none of that. Liddy wants to know, are you telling? Because I'm hearing a lot of talks through the grapevine that people is telling. Now, I ain't no telling now. I ain't gonna tell nothing. Well, Queen, the reason they're saying that Dorothy had to die, allegedly, was because, hey man, she was threatening them and she was going to expose everything. So not only expose what they were doing with like Watergate and what was going on right now, but allegedly Hunt was down there when JFK happened. So he has all the information because he was actually there to carry it out. So that's why they say that's one reason they think, one of their theories, that they got rid of him. But I mean, the people that actually live in this, I would, if that's what they were saying, like, man, I don't, yeah, they crooks, but I don't know them enough to say that they lying about whatever they saying. You know, I know. I mean, like from the articles we read and from the testimonies that like they actually show like in the court. I mean, I can't knock them. I'm pretty sure they did have a lot of information. 'Cause hell, she was even with the CIA. So the weekend at Bernie's. Hey, he always got to have, you know what I'm saying, something to throw him off. But we not getting rid of the mustache. It's like me getting rid of my beard, man. I'm trying to think, is what I might cut my beard down, but I had a beard for. Well, I had a beard while I was in the military. I just couldn't have it that long. But you know, I had me a beard. But Dr. Manuel, our time comes over. Anything you need, man, I got you. And Liddy's trying to talk to St. John and tell him, man, overcome your fears. I used to have this fear of rats. And then one day I seen a rat, one of the biggest rats I ever seen. I went over there, I cornered it in the corner, and I attacked. I pounced, caught that rat. Rat trying to bite me. I killed a rat. I said, all right, cool. That's how you stand up to your fears. And then he said, I cooked the rat. You did what? And then I ate the rat. Nigga, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm grieving over my mom passing. I mean, you going too far with this shit, Liddy. He talking about he caught a rat, cooked the rat, ate the rat, and now he ain't scared of rats no more. I mean, I guess that is overcoming your fear. That's attacking it head on. But I don't know what he was talking about, man. I couldn't relate that to me overcoming my fears. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm scared of this. Let me go kill it, eat it. No, 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 no. What the hell? So you telling me if I'm scared of pigeons? Nah, see, I can't do that, man. Mike Tyson fought somebody for biting the head off the pigeon. Nah, I can't do that to no pigeon. John is looking at him like, man, what are you talking about, man? Just overcome your fears. This is when we find out about everything we were just reading about. McCord shows up and he's letting them know, hey, you remember Craw? He was just with us. He didn't testify. The day after your wife died, they appointed him the undersecretary of transportation. They investigated the scene before the fire department got there. How'd they get there before then? Because it's supposed to be the fire department first. And if it's significant, then they call y'all and then y'all call the feds. How was the FBI there before the police and the fire department was there? So McCord is giving that information. But we also know that McCord is going to take the stand and tell on everybody, talking about, Judge, I want to talk to you in the back chamber, just you and me. Just let me tell you what I know. Let me be the first to tell. Because that's the only time it really means anything or matters. You got to be the first. If you're gonna tell, you're gonna tell. But he comes over with a casserole and he's like, hey man, can you just bring that back? But now he's put it in Hunt's head. She died. They appointed all these different people and put them in charge. Well, our time comes in here. He's talking to David, letting him know, hey man, I'm your godfather. If anything happens to your pappy, you gonna come with me. Now the other kids, they too old. They on their own. But at least he wants David to have a decent life. Now I don't know what game David is playing here. At first I thought it was Hungry Hungry Hippos, but I don't know what this is. Oh, it's a toy car on there. Okay. But now he's explaining this to Liddy, the same thing we just found out from McCord. Man, they putting all these people in places to cover up stuff. And how the hell did the feds get there before the fire department? And Liddy saying, well, wouldn't they have killed you? Wouldn't they have killed you by now? But you got to remember, Hunt said he wasn't going to say no names. He was just going to be waiting until, you know what I'm saying, they got him out. But according to the storyline that they showing us, she was the one that was going to expose all the information. So she put the target on her back if that's what really happened. Because he was just like, man, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to give no names or tell nobody. But when she started making those threats and then all of that happened and people got placed in certain places to cover stuff up, allegedly, you see what I'm saying? Like, so the reason they ain't kill Hunt is because at this point he ain't told nothing. And right now, we kind of got the power and we can, you know what I'm saying? We separate ourselves from him. He didn't get none of that money from the White House. They already about to flip it in court. So they like, we good. But as long as they were paying that money off to her, because remember, they said they didn't want to speak to Hunt. They were only talking to her. So she was the only one getting that information that could link the money back to them also. You see what I'm saying? Like, so that may have been one reason that, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know if we could say allegedly wanted to do this shit because I'm believing it. But allegedly they came and got her. I mean, they had to have known that she was probably about to talk to Michelle Clark. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it makes you wonder, like, who was the guy on the plane? Were they already like, was somebody watching them? You know what I'm saying? The whole time was somebody watching them and knew that she was gonna get that flight. Somebody knew, oh, she's about to report to the media or something. Was like two birds, one stone. Because just on this day was equipment malfunction. It was supposed to be a routine stop, but they had to do the miss landing, had to go back around, and all of a sudden it just, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot of coincidences to I don't know, man. That's just too much. It's crazy. Now the only person he can trust is Kev. And he's handling her stuff like, listen, if anything happens, anything go wrong, hold it down. POP, because I'm probably about to go do some time. Now, Liddy, on the other hand, he on John Dean's ass. Hey, what y'all doing over there? What y'all doing over there? Y'all need to be looking out for me, man. Y'all need to be helping me out. Dean's like, hey, bro, I can't do nothing. Really, what do you want me to do? You didn't work for the White House. And Liddy's like, nigga, I told you in episode 4, I'm willing to take a sniper for this shit. I'm willing to get knocked off of this shit. So y'all need to figure it out and try to help us out. But Dean, of course, he's separating himself, and that's the only thing you can do in these type of situations. We get into the court. Everybody posted bond. Now they're telling them that they did this on their own for financial gain, monetary purposes. So they kind of confused, like, hey, yo, whoa, what's going on here? So they all go out and they eat after this. But at this point, you can already guess. Hey, it looks like we about to get the long one. Pause. You know what I'm saying? I think it's the big one. Pause. It looks like they about to hit us over the head with the book. So everybody in here talking about, man, this is crazy, man. We didn't do that, man. We wasn't making no money off of this. We just doing our job. Then McCord sits down, and everyone was already iffy about McCord. Remember when we first met him and Liddy didn't have his badge on him? We already knew from the get-go we didn't really fuck with this McCord guy. I know I was saying this dude weird, talking about where your badge at. And now I know you're supposed to do that for your job, but he was taking his job too serious. What up, Torian? What up, the SJ show? And when you start taking your job too serious, like how McCord was when he was, hey, where your badge at, man? You can't come in here. We knew he was no good. And remember, they had just got through with the Watergate thing. He talking about, man, y'all know y'all still owe me. Like, hey, we got you, brother. We got you, nigga. Calm down. You can't trust nobody like that. And I was right. Because now they all sitting down and they all doing their little chattering, but you wouldn't even think that McCord's about to say nothing. McCord's acting like he holding it down with everybody. But then he reminds them, hey, that if that plane wasn't no accident, then were they coming for that trip we made to Dallas? So they keep emphasizing on that. Of course, we're gonna look up and see what he actually said on his deathbed, if he admitted it or not. I mean, we'll still never know the truth because at this point, we could believe what he says, but then him doing the whole Watergate scandal and breaking in and stuff, it kind of, you got to look at this judgment now. Like, nigga, you might just be lying to us because you got caught up on this shit. So you trying to like downplay it. Now he could be telling the truth. I don't know. But for me, like, nigga, we just seen what you went to jail for. I'm really not believing nothing you talking about. I'm just gonna be real. I'm not listening to none of that bullshit. But I mean, shit, maybe he's telling the truth. I don't know. But they keep emphasizing and showing, hey, if that plane crash wasn't no accident, then it must have been for that trip we made to Dallas. And the first mistake was he knew that the feds were about to raid his safe and everything. He should have had his lawyer go up there with them while they were taking everything out. Because once he got into the safe, we looking at the evidence here, and this is nowhere near all the evidence we had in that. Remember, we used to go in there, we had the passports in there, we had some money in there, we had all the diagrams in there. We got like 5 items that were in there now. You gotta have your lawyer present. When they going in there, they getting that evidence. Oh no. See, I want my lawyer there. But he was hiding in that basement. He wasn't making no phone calls. But the feds came and they just came back with one briefcase. Now he in the bathroom, like, damn it. And the reason this is bad is because you remember all the plans, all the gemstones, where they were like they were gonna kidnap an official, take him down to Mexico. Liddy wanted to kill somebody. They were gonna rent yachts down in Miami, take all the you know what I'm saying, all the political people, throw them on that boat, you know what I'm saying, have some girls come through, you know what I'm saying, the little Zion Williamson party, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That was one of the plans too. What was another plan? Oh yeah, bugging the Watergate. Yeah, we had that plan. But you see, they told Hunt and Liddy to get rid of all of that. Hunt didn't throw his away. Remember, Liddy burned all of his. Hunt put his in his locker, well, in his vault. I said, Hunt, you slick dog. That's why the government didn't really fuck with Hunt. Man, they knew Hunt was always up to something. Now you remember, Dean's gonna talk to Liddy a little bit later on and say that I mean not Dean, but that Nixon said we needed a dummy, basically someone that's gonna believe everything. So Hunt actually, see what I'm saying? Can we really believe what Hunt is saying? Because this nigga Hunt keeping shit. They told y'all to get rid of that shit, and he kept that. So that's why I say a part of me, I look at Hunt and I'm like, hey, bro, you knew what you was doing was bad and illegal. That's why you kept shit to blackmail him. So that's why I say when I listen, like, all right, he may have said that, he might be telling the truth, but for me personally, it's like, nigga, you doing a lot of foul shit. We can't believe you can't cry wolf now, bro. Like that's how I look at it. Now it might be the truth. It aligns up and it sounds good, but that's just my take on it. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, it do sound believable, but this nigga Hunt kept all the gemstone projects when they told him get rid of the gemstone products. I mean projects. But the reason he kept it is because he was smart enough to know that this is illegal what we doing. But he was willing to do it because of the money. You see what I'm saying? He needed that job. He wanted to build his rep back up. So for me, I look at it like, man, this nigga's a criminal. Like, I don't know, man. I can't explain it. Is that making sense to y'all? You know what I mean? Like, you know you shouldn't be doing this, but you doing this, but you protecting yourself. Like, come on, man. If you doing it, you doing it, man. It ain't no, I don't know, man. I understand it because just in case, like, yeah, like I document shit. Like, okay, I remember this happened at this time, but I'm not doing illegal stuff. You know what I mean? Like, if anything ever came back, like, no, at this time, this is what happened. I got this right here. I was in the office. Yeah, I ain't do that. But does that make sense? Or could you believe Hunt? Because for me, hearing that he kept documents that they told him to get rid of because it was illegal in the first place, but you're gonna still do it. You're just gonna keep the documents because you're getting paid. But if nothing ever happens, you're not gonna report it. You're just gonna take that money for doing illegal shit. So for me, I can't believe nothing else. I can't believe you, Hunt. How could you do this? Not to my country. Not to my country. Not to the US of A. January 30th, 1973. Well, it's time to ask, does anyone have any further questions? Hunt says nah. And then we find out that Liddy is one of the most realest characters slash persons. Well, nah, we can't call him the realest in real life because he's weird. But in TV world, Gordon Liddy gives first testimony on Watergate break-in. G. Gordon Liddy testifies about Watergate break-in in the first time in the federal district. It says, I'm probably going to jail, and he went to sleep. So Liddy actually told the judge, I'm probably going to jail and went to sleep. This is in the New York Times. He refused to cooperate. He went to sleep in there. Hey, that's wild, bro. Damn, of course they're going, oh, okay, here we go. Here we go. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I think this might be his actual testimony at the end. Yeah, he wasn't asleep. His eyes were just closed, man. You know. See, now I actually want to. I want to see the. I want to see the transcript. Cause it ain't none. I'm gonna find that out though. But Liddy in the courtroom sleep. Y'all still haven't named off a character realer than him though. We ain't seen nobody do this. We ain't seen nobody do this in court. He told the judge, "I'm probably going to jail," and he went to sleep. That's how dedicated he was. That's how loyal he was. Loyal to the soil. That's what they call it. Loyal to the soil. Hey, Kendall, I'm gonna look it up and see if there is some footage of that. That's some wild shit right there. But then they find out that McCord, he wrote a letter to the judge. Hey, judge, basically, let me tell you something. I know who went in there. I know who did what. I seen this. I saw that. I did this. Listen, if you sentence all these other niggas, if you send me to the back, let me talk to you in your chambers, nigga, I can tell you the whole case. Well, let me take you all the way back. So Senator John Mitchell, he actually came in and he talked to John Dean. Now, at this time, this is after I was in the CIA and I started my own security company. And Dean brought me in and I was working with them. And one day there was two gentlemen right there, Liddy and Hunt. They both came in, they were arguing. I didn't know who either one of them were. Um, for some reason they put together some shit called creep. Now that was because of Nixon, the president. It was the committee to re-elect the president. Then they brought me in as a security, and then after that, they were talking about breaking into Watergate because there was a project called Gemstone. Now, I'm not sure if you know that in this project, those two gentlemen right there, the two up front, the Liddy and Howard Hunt, yeah, those two. Matter of fact, my wife made him some casserole. He brought me back the dish. I'm gonna have to make sure Judge, if you can remind me to grab that before I leave up out of here. But yeah. So they were talking about kidnapping some politicians, taking them a whole bunch of wild shit, your honor. And I couldn't get with that, but I went along with it because I feared for my life, and I thought this is the right thing to do for the nation to reelect the president. So they took us to Watergate, and we had some Cubans. And I think it was 5 or 6 of them. I couldn't speak the language, but they were there, and they were always playing. They always smelled like cigars. They love to drink a lot too. We'll get done with a mission, they go straight to the bar. They go to drink. Well, I will tell you this though, Judge. They were no hose bar. Those Cubans, oh, they did not play. Uh, just to be real between me and you, I think they had something to do with what was going on down there, the flight of the pigs. I think they had something to do with the JFK stuff down there. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to get the president elected down there. I'm not too sure on that. You might have to fact check it. But anyway, we're at Watergate, and I'm telling you, they're just chilling, they're smoking. We're supposed to be bugging it. Yeah, I went with them because I was a kid and I spoke English, but it just went left. And I always knew Liddy and Hunt weren't the two most savory characters. But my boss told me I needed to go with him and make sure that everything was all right. So, Your Honor, if you can just take all my time off and we can try to like do something with the Cubans. We can probably get them like 40. We can do 40 for them. And then we do like 25, 20 and like 30. We 25 and 30 between the two of them, something along that nature. So McCord wrote a letter. He talking about telling the judge everything that was going on so he can get the hell up out of here. Now the Cubans, they get 40 years. 40. The big 4-0. I think Liddy, they gave him what, 25 or 20 or something like that. And then Hunt got the whole 30 piece. The whole 30 piece. And they said he was in charge of everything. What up, Antonio Brooks? No, it's all right. I just wanted to knock these episodes out. I know it's been like 2 weeks. I said I was gonna finish White House Plumbers. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new. I know it ain't much of us in here tonight, but these are the ones that care. You and I. We're getting to the bottom of this. We're gonna try to get them tapes released also. But right now, my dog got 30. They got 40. And Liddy's there's really something wrong with Liddy. There's something wrong with Liddy. They said, all right, turn around, spread them. He said, suck it in, boys. Like, whoa, hey, whoa, whoa. So who's this nigga, the Joker? There's a wild man here, but he was ready for this prison life. He came prepared. He even snuck a comb in, a 5-inch comb. That's a wild man. I'm just going to say that. For them to do a check and for him to still make it in with a 5-inch comb, of all the things he snuck in there, he snuck in a comb. And y'all know where he snuck that comb in at. But that's what he snuck into jail, into prison, a fucking comb. Everyone's sitting around. They welcomed our boy in. They say, oh, Hunt, boss. So they cool. All of them together, we can be all right. But they looking at all the names of the people that were on the stand. Bud Cole, he in that paper. McCord, he in that paper. A whole bunch of people in here. They said 49 people were arrested during this whole thing. And they only showing us these 8, 7, 8, something like that. But now Dean, he's going through it because McCord is taking the stand. You remember McCord was in charge of security. So McCord, he knows shit that's going on too. And McCord is starting to release all the information. Everything he was back there telling that judge, he's about to tell everybody on camera now. Everybody's about to hear it. Yes, I know about the break-in. Yes, I know about the wiretapping. Yes, I know about the conspiracy. Yes, I know about this. But instead, he's not saying yes. He's explaining. He's not saying, yes, I know about this. He's saying this is what happened. This is who did what. He's giving that play-by-play. This is what you don't want in court. The play-by-play. If they can give you the play-by-play, that's when you know you're done. Put a fork in them. There's no bouncing back from that. They know everything. They know the time you woke up. They knew that you went to the grocery store earlier and picked up some OJ. You came back to the crib and you just left. And at that moment, they knew this is where he fucked up. So Dean is listening to this like, oh, God. He's telling everything, man. They had him on the big screen, too. Big screen. Back then, they used to put the camera right in your face. It ain't, you see how, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't even no profile. It was just all footage. Yeah, I know a little bit about this and that. I was there. I did that. That was me over there. That's how the cameras used to be back then. It wasn't no, It wasn't no pan out and show the room. They wanted people to know who was on camera. Quality wasn't that good. Wasn't no 4K. It was like no K. But back then, they used to zoom them big ass cameras in on you. He went in there and told everything.
I'm gonna tell.
The Pentagon Papers. So this is all over the news. This is all over the news. Yeah, man. I'm like, man, it is what it is, man. I'm a hairy individual. Pause. Can't do nothing about it, man. You get up in there, you clip them, they grow back, man. It's a Sunday, man. I just got back. Can I live? I'm not presentable. My bad. I might get a haircut this week. Yeah, I need one. But the thing about Watergate, and the reason it was a big deal, yeah, they were just breaking in and bugging stuff, but they were using the funds for other crap. And just like now, even with the documents that old Donnie and took, it wouldn't have been that bad if he would have just gave them all back. That's all he had to do, is just give them back, just like every other president. Everybody, well, what about the other presidents? Well, they afford them the opportunity to bring it back and return it. Well, you had multiple opportunities, and then they got Donnie on tape. Just like Watergate. They got Nixon on tape. They got Trump on tape talking about, I got these documents. I can't show you, though. They ain't declassified. I couldn't declassify them. Even though he been telling everybody I'm the president, I can declassify it. You can't. So the seriousness of what's going on in the real world, just like it was back then, there's a lot of valuable documents in there. Nuclear papers, documentation of how they would invade another country, allegedly Iran, that shit could potentially be sold. And it was just being held in Mar-a-Lago in just like a little storage room. They said anybody can have access to that. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on. So people thought he ain't gonna go to jail, man. He might not go to prison, but they got special confinements for him. But this trial probably ain't gonna go on till 2023, probably like 2025, baby. And people like, man, they keep getting pushed out. Well, he got the big trial next year. So, just legal, he'll just be able to push that back because it can't be in both trials at the same time. So it probably ain't gonna be till like 2025 unless they push it forward, which, I mean, they probably could. But since it's down in Florida, I doubt the judge is gonna be like, yeah, we can go ahead and push this forward with another trial coming up, because you got to be afforded the time to be prepared for it. But it's gonna be long and drawn out, but I'll be there for every moment because I'm interested in that kind of stuff. Now, Pops is in here. He ain't feeling too good. St. John doesn't want to rock with him no more, even though they just became BFFs. But he's talking about, listen, I'm about to go ahead and testify because my kids ain't rocking with me. That's what's going on in his head right now. My kids ain't rocking with me. I'm sick of this shit, man. I don't want to die in here, man. When they go listen to the news, they hear Dean doing his testimony. And everyone's getting up there. Everyone we're gonna hear from, they telling everything. What I did, what you did, what they did, what we did, everything. And Liddy said, man, when he come in here, I met a guy on cell block D for 2 cartons of Pall Mall cigarettes, he will knock off John Dean. He said, Liddy, are you trying to stay in here for the rest of your life? He said, they ain't going to be able to trace it back to me. What I'm going to do is, if John Dean comes in here, this plan sounds like it might work too. I like this plan. I like how it sounds. If John Dean comes here, I'm going to pay the guy on cell block D 2 cartons of Pall Mall cigarettes to knock John Dean off. How am I going to get away with it? I'm going to punch a security guard in the face. Bow! They drag me off to solitary confinement. When I'm in there, no one will know that I did the hit because I already paid it. But I'm in here and I was in solitary. What? What they gonna do? How they gonna trace it back to me? So I said, "Damn, Liddy, that plan actually sounds pretty good." Okay, I see why they locked you up in here. You're pretty damn good. And then Hunt passes out. I don't know what he had. Maybe he had like a heart attack or something. Unless they said something and didn't tell me. I just know he passed out. They talking about, is he dead? He said, not on my watch. Not on my watch. And Kendall, this is in the 70s, so it wasn't like they about to do no real research anyway. What they about to do? Like, who seen something? Like, nigga. But now Kev is upset because she's realizing Pops is in jail for 30. He's been using everybody, St. John, mom, even though she'll never know the truth that her mom actually inserted herself into the game by sending threats out to the United States of America government, knowing what the CIA is capable of and the FBI is capable of because she was in the CIA. But she'll never, ever know the truth if this is what happened. Well, I mean, maybe now she knows. Maybe like her dad told her. But as far as right now, all the blame is on Pops. Rightfully so, because he knew, like we was explaining earlier, that this was wrong. That's why he kept insurance to cover himself in case they got caught. But we find out that Nixon was actually recording all the conversations that were going on with him and Dean. And that's why Dean went up there to take the stand, because he wanted to get the tapes exposed, because he always felt like when it was being recorded, it was to set him up, basically incriminate himself on the wiretaps. Well, it wasn't wiretaps, it just recorded conversations. Nixon won't release tapes. So Butterfield on the left, former presidential aide, and now head of the FAA. And what is this? Herbal Kalmbach, President Nixon's former personal attorney, testified before the Senate Watergate committee. Man, the 70s was a crazy time. And then Nixon gonna get on TV talking about, I, President Nixon, President of the United States of America, say that these allegations are completely bogus. It's fake news. These characters acted individually upon their own for monetary value. They were looking for financial gain. And over here at the White House, we don't condone that. This is America, people, a democracy, the land of the free. And what those gentlemen did, breaking into Watergate, had nothing, I mean nothing, to do with the President of the United States, nor anyone at the staff of the White House. This is fake news, and these allegations must stop now. President Nixon would never spend a secret fund on a Liddy and a Hunt negative. Matter of fact, we have their personal files here, and it says that the CIA, they got rid of Hunt because he was so far in the left field. We didn't understand what was going on. Liddy, yeah, we know about you and your German ties. Yeah, there's a lot here. There's a lot here. But us here over at the White House, that's not what we do. So Nixon on TV, just a lion. He got the tapes, but he won't release the tapes. It's a wild time, man. The 70s is wild, but hey, we living through the same thing. And this is literally what? 40, this is 72. We in 2022, 2023. Them documents are supposed to be handed over in 2022. History always repeats itself. Now, Liddy's sitting in here and he's starting to hear what's really going down. Dean shows up and he's like, look, I ain't gonna lie to you. I went and talked to the president. The president told me that y'all was bullshitting and we were putting all the blame on y'all because we were looking for a dummy. We were looking for someone stupid enough to have so much loyalty to this country that they would actually believe what we were feeding him was real. Mm-mm. Yeah, you're right, Kendall. It was 71 when it happened. So about 51 years. Well, we can just make it an even 50 because that's 71, Kendall. All of this started in 2021 after he had to leave office. Remember, it's an election year when this happened. All those documents, he stopped being president in January 2021. So it was 50 years. It's the same exact time. He took the documents and allegedly he took them in 2021 when he left. Not unless he had them before then, but I don't know, man. We'll never know the truth until a couple years from now. We'll find out. But Liddy hears all of this and he puts that pencil between his. He thought he was Wolverine for a second. He wanted to kill Dean. If he would have said one more word, and you seen how scared Dean was when he came in there. I'm just saying it had to be like, all right, if he left in 2021, took the boxes in and they've been asking for it. 2022, they were asking for him. You turned them in, but you lied. It did 2023, they showed back up because a whistleblower said the day before y'all came, they moved the boxes again, and it was on tape. It was recorded. People was going in and out of the room moving shit. When I tell you, some dumb shit. But Liddy was about to go ahead and take him out. Rick James said he didn't take them. He just made copies and kept the original. Hey, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. A copy is still the same thing. But Hunt is hearing everything that's going down, and he's like, listen, I'm about to tell him just so I can get out of here and protect my family. Liddy hears this, and he's like, man, I ain't doing none of that shit. Fuck that. We done made it this far. I ain't doing no telling. And he's telling him, man, go home to your family, bro. Leave all of this alone. But then these two, they come to a point where they really can't stand each other because Liddy feels like he was all in no matter what. Hunt seemed like that in the beginning. Hunt seemed like he was down for the cause in the beginning, but now he's turning his back on him. But Liddy's looking at him like, man, you know, different than McCrown and Dean and all of them. Hunt don't believe him, so he said, man, I give you the pencil. I believe you would have killed Dean, but I don't think you'll kill me. So these two, they walking off. They got, hey, get your ass in line. You know how it is in prison. Come, get your ass in line. Hunt scared. He got Liddy behind him, and Liddy just threatened him. But it turns out Liddy punches a guard. Bow! Pow! 2 Paul Malls. And they drag him off. And he's singing, my country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. Yeah, he did exactly what he said he was going to do. Pow! Give a good punch and get the hell up out of there. Solitary confinement. If Dean shows up here, kill him. Kill him, because I won't be able to do it. Then our hero, he goes in here and he starts telling everything. I did this. I was in charge of this. But he ain't exposing nothing. He just going along with it. Finally giving in to be a part of his family. It's about time he stepped up. After 2 days of testimony, he came outside. He was wondering where the news was. He wanted people to hear his story. But after Dean got on the stage, the stand and said what he had to say, no one gives a damn what Hunt got to say. You should have testified and told what you know, what you knew under oath. If you want anybody to hear it, that would have been more harrowing than coming out here expecting people to be there. Guess what? They not here. Liddy still holding it down, and his wife comes in here and she's saying, have you ever thought about just telling what you know, come home, think about us, your family? Liddy looked his wife in the eye and said, listen, I ain't with none of that ratting shit. I ain't with none of that telling on nobody. If I did something, I signed up for it. I do the crime. I do the time. He told her, move on. I recommend it. Go find you another husband. Someone that will fold. Someone that will break under pressure. Because not me. I'm a Liddy. I'm going to stay in here and I'm going to hold it down. From sun up to sun down. They said 25. I said, give me 30. That's how bad I'm down to do this time. I don't give a fuck. She told him, oh, there ain't no suitors lining up. I guess I'm going to stick around and then hold it down. That's a real woman right there. That's what we always want to see. Y'all be watching Love After Lockup. This is love during lockup. This is love before lockup. This is love after lockup. She said she going to hold it down for my dog. He told her straight up, I ain't with none of that snitching. Are you going to be there? If I ask you 21 questions, exactly, Queen. Everybody knows that I'm a man that doesn't back down. I don't break. Everyone in the world knows I was the one in there. I was the one in there sleeping. The judge is handing out sentences. I'm asleep. The world knows Liddy as the realest nigga in it. The world knows Liddy as Mr. I'm going to get the job done. The world knows Liddy as I'm not going to tell on a soul. At this moment, they looking at Liddy like, damn, this nigga real as it can come. This nigga had a plan to knock out a guard to put 2 cartons of cigarettes to knock off the person that put him in this situation. Liddy will not leave unless it's under the terms of the contract that he signed with the court. Y'all said 25, I'm going to do my 25. I don't want no time up under it. She said, did you ever think about us? He said, did you ever think about the country? Did you ever think about what I'm doing this for? I'm laying it all on the line. We Liddies. She said, that's right. We Liddies. We won't break. Dean goes on writing some books, talking to Morena. Now I got to see who Morena is. If this is someone like he married, like why would they show us her? Probably got to be a scandal or something. Maureen. I knew she had to be somebody of importance. 1972 is when they got married. This is right after the trial. So he went on to marry her. It was John Dean's wife. Let's see who Maureen Dean is. She wrote The Blind Ambition, The Mike Douglas Show. Maureen Dean. All right. I don't think this is the right Maureen Dean, is it? They were married for 50 years, October 72. Shit, my dog got out, wrote a book, and got married. All right, John Dean. And here they named her Morena, though. And then everyone in the jail, they were happy because he's been doing appeals for everyone, looking over at all the innocent men that were wrongfully convicted. And he even got a Jewish man a kosher meal. But we know about his Nazi past, and he does the salute. And the Jewish guys like looking around like, man, he helped me out, but dog, like, come on, man. The guards, they come in here, snatch him up, get him the hell up out of here. August 9th, 1974. They find out Nixon resigns. He goes back to California because they was on his ass. They was on Nixon's ass. And then it says Howard Hunt served 2.5 years in a minimum security prison. On his deathbed, he may or may not have confessed to the Kennedy assassination. Gordon Liddy served only 4.5 years in prison after his sentence was commuted by President Jimmy Carter. They never spoke again. Damn. Good times. Good times. Well, there you go, man. The White House Plumbers, 3 and 4. Pretty good show, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like what HBO did there. Oh, let me see something. Oh man. Well, yeah, man. Like I was saying earlier, I'm interested like all the documentation, said and all the files that have been kept. That's why you see me keep referencing because that's what I used to do before I joined the military. Well, this used to be where I worked. I don't know what they done turned into now. Oh, it's a consultant and services company now. So when I worked here, it's called Labatt Anderson. So I worked there. This is my this right here is my 5 year. Like I got a 5 year PN from working at Labatt Anderson. So like this is what they gave me. You know what I mean? A little bullshit. I ain't never took it out. I ain't even took the plastic off the top of it. A little 5 year though. Yeah. I put in that work from 18 to 23. Well, I ended up working here 6 years because I got laid off right before my 24th birthday. But I worked here, so I worked directly with Nara. National Indian ARR. Oh, no, 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 no. Ah, damn. It's Archives Cave. All right, yeah. Yeah, right here. So this is where I used to work at the National Archives. So now I was at this company. I worked here for 6 years, but I worked in the cave for 2.5. But yeah, so you got to drive down into a cave. You drive down to a cave. You ain't got no service. You got to go like where we worked at was all in the back. It's the National Archives for like America. Everybody sends their documents there. And what we used to do in the cave, like these boxes here, this is in the actual archive. But we had us our own little section for the Native American side because we were doing the Bureau of Indian Affairs. But yeah, all the boxes they'll get sent in, and then the files will come to me, and I got to go through and separate the files. So when I would travel on the road, whenever I went to a reservation, I would collect the documents. So whether it's contracts that the reservation had, contracts like firefighter records, housing records, I would go out there, collect it, separate it into boxes, and then when I send it back to Kansas, if it needed to be brought up to the like well, the whole process, we go collect them from the reservation. Once we send them back, we worked in this warehouse. And in the warehouse is where they actually code each individual record. So that's where I got all like the top productions. Cause I knock out like 40 to 50 boxes a week. And the average only be like 8. I tell y'all, you tell me to do a job, I'll get the job done. So boom, 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 I'm knocking it out. And then I got the promotion where they sent me over here to work in the caves. And since I was on the road and I knew how to collect the documents, I knew how to handle the documents. I was already like better than everybody when it came to like actually coding and putting them into the database. I got promoted to come over here and I worked directly with the lawyers. So instead of coding and putting it in, whenever the lawyers would come, they would tell me what boxes we needed. So they send off a list to us. They like send it over, boom, boom, boom. I look at the list. I would go collect the boxes, pull which ones we needed. And then it was a team of probably about 15 to 16 of us in there. It was me and my older brother. We were the two best scanners. Like for some, I was younger, so I was more active. So I was the one I would collect the boxes, but I was top at scanning too. So that's one reason I got to stay on the road so much. So I scanned the documents, and this is before I had like any background on anything. So we had 2 servers, and that's back when I used to collect the documents, collect all the data, all the scans, put them on, back up all the computers and shit. I ain't had no degree or nothing for that. So I was basically learning on the job. We had an IT guy, but he was fucking lazy. He'd be taking a whole bunch of leave. So that's how I got familiar with all that. Because with him gone, I had to back up the servers and stuff. He taking leave. I'm like, man, I'm saving my leave. So I learned that. And then I scan everything off, put it on the disk. I go take it directly to the lawyers because our manager, man, no shade to her ass, but she didn't really know what the fuck was going on. But I mean, I knew the shit. So I was like, all right, bet I go do it. So then from there, I started traveling more. And then that's when I would go on the reservation. So I'd be gone for like 2 months at a time, come home for a week. But working in the caves, this is probably one of the most relaxing jobs ever. Now it would probably suck nowadays because back then we had CD players. We had CD players, and then we switched over to like the MP3 players. But back then, you come down there, you had your little CD player, put your headphones on, you ain't need no service, but you had to drive about though. Yeah, so that's why I take documents, like I take that shit serious, because I mean that's what I did. My first real job after school, that was what I did. And it's just naturally around 60. So like you don't go down there with no shorts or nothing, even in the summer. You just you bring you a jacket because your ass gonna be in there working. Trying to see if I can get y'all. But yeah, you can't like really take pictures. So this is what it looked like. And this is the main door right here. And then when you go in the back, like it's up. So the whole thing, all of the walls are like just rock. So this is what it looked like on the inside of there. It just caved out, and then there'll be like semis parked in there. Yeah, so I did this for 2 years of my life, worked down in the cave. But yeah, you got the immigration records down. You got a whole like, yep, this little entrance right here, man. I had this so where we worked at, we had the bathrooms on our side. Cause like I said, it's legit a cave. So it's just a big ass pillar in between, and then they section them off to like make the offices. But since we actually worked with the National Archives, we were like right through that front door. You got like a couple of offices, but you go in the back and you go like all the way down the cave. That's where the other jobs were. Our job, we made a little bit more because when I first started working there, 2003, I got hired. I was making 12.75. By 2000, that was 2003. By 2005, I was making $25 an hour. So within a 2 year span, I got promoted because I was on the road nonstop. And the good thing about that promotion at that job, the guy name is John O'Connor. I remember, a little short dude. He was our boss. But one day I was on a trip. I was in Portland. My brother was just coming up there too. So I stayed in Portland for 5 months. But one day we was getting in, we were checking into the hotel. So me and him, we flew in on the same flight. And he used to always tell us to rent a limo. If it's more than 3 people, rent a limo instead of a taxi, because you can get a limo. You just gonna pay that one rate. It's not gonna matter about traffic or anything. So we used to always rent limos whenever we fly in from the airports. So we in the limo, and once we check in, he's like, "Hey, look, I know you've been on the road. You've been in Portland for 3 months now. I'm gonna go ahead and extend you for like the next 2.5 months, and we're also gonna give you a raise." So he was like, "You're gonna get promoted to a manager." I'm like, "Damn, that's tight as hell." But I was thinking, I like, "Damn, I ain't really trying to be no manager on the road." And as soon as I thought that nigga said, "You'll get manager pay, but you won't have the manager duties." I said, "Nigga, what? Nigga, what?" Jeez. I said, what, I'm 20 years old, 21. I was like 20. Yeah, I was like 20 years old. I'm making like 25 an hour. I said, "Oh, wee. What?" Do I miss that kind of work? I mean, that job was cool because I got to travel. I mean, I love that. The traveling was the best thing ever. Man, I was making like $38 an hour at 20 years old. Man, I love that job. And then I go on the road. when you on the road, they get you that per diem. So at least every month you getting $1,500, not 1,500,000. You getting $1,500 tax free minimum for your per diem. Because the lowest rate was what, $39? $39 a day, like out in Albuquerque. Let me see. So $1,100 a month, you was getting that tax free. So he'll just give you a check. Boom. If you're gonna be out there like 2 months, he might give you like a $2,000 check. This is like in 2000s, y'all. 2003, 2004. So your per diem check, you can get those up front. But me, I never wanted my per diem check up front because I was making enough money just working. Plus, when you went to work, work starts from the time you leave. Unless if you got time, like if you got to travel, some reservations we had to stay within the city. We didn't stay. You never stayed on the reservation, so you had to stay within the city because that was part of the contract. That was like the money that they was funding. So we had to stay within the city. So some of the reservations you might have to drive an hour to. So if you had to drive an hour, your time starts from the time you leave your house. Well, the time you leave the hotel. So you were working 10-hour days. You only work 8 hours, but the hour there, like the 45 minutes, because you round up after 40 minutes, it goes to an hour. So like the 40-minute ride there, the 40-minute ride back, you working 10 hours, 50 hours a week. So I'm getting overtime. And then they dropping a 20-year-old. They coming up to me with a $2,500 check talking about this is the next 2 months. This is your per diem for the next two. I'm like, God, jeez. Jeez, man, I was doing it up back then, but I was not. I ain't gonna lie to you, I was just a nigga. I wasn't doing nothing but nigga shit. I was coming home. I had the biggest rims. You already know I was the first one in the city with the Acura on 20 inches. That's facts. Man, shout out to JD, my rim man. You know, he got locked up for dopes, man. I don't know, I don't know what else happened. But then the next year, 2005, I had the spinners on the Acura. My boy was the first one with 22s on the Monte Carlo. Yeah, we doing it big, man. I had TVs in the headrest, man. I was a nigga. I wasn't fucking my checkup though. I made sure my car was straight. But other than that, I was stacking and buying jerseys. Man, that was a good time though. I got a job offer in Portland. 2006 it was. Because my brother had just graduated and I got him on a job. So when I started, we were making 12. When he started, he started off at like 17 or 18. That was like 3 years, 4 years after I got on. So my brother, he ain't had to go through the struggle. You know what I mean? My brother came in there almost making 20 right out of high school. And then he got on the road too. Man, the road was, but I got a job offer in Portland at the federal building. Shit, they love me up there, man. Cause I like the Native Americans, when we were going on the reservation, they already feel a certain type of way. So when we going on the reservation, we there to help them out. But they would talk to me. Shit, I was doing a lot of stuff on the reservation. I'd take the rental car, go down there. Should I hang out? I went to the Sweat Lodge one time. They invited me to that. That was nice. I did a lot of stuff with the Native Americans. They offered me a job in Portland. Sometimes I think what life would have been like if I would have accepted their job. But it was just being on the road, man. Just being able to travel and somebody else is paying for it. Like, yeah, I got to go to work. But man, the weekends, I got to do whatever I wanted. Was it hard to get hired by the federal government? I've been trying, but I haven't got an interview yet. Are you applying like off of USA Jobs? But mine, I got hired in 2003. Mine was a little bit different. So the reason I got put on is because of who I knew. Like my brother, his mom knew a lady that worked there, and they knew that they needed people and shit. Once he got on, he like no lie, he came to the house because at this time I was working at Best Buy, but he came to the house in the application. This wasn't online. Like USA Jobs now, you go through, you click it, you do your whole assessment on there, maybe like 10, 15 minutes. The only thing I can say for USA jobs, it's a numbers game. Just you got to keep applying for it because it's going. And the tough thing about USA jobs, if you got like you got your veteran preference, it's a whole bunch of stuff. If you a federal, like if you read it, if you have a federal job and you're trying to transfer over, they get a little bit more preference. But when I did mine was legit. Like my brother came over with a stack of paper. It's probably like a 20 to 30 page application you had to do because you had to give like all your background because we were dealing with the National Archives. So we didn't have like like a security clearance, but they did an intensive background. They like actually called everybody. So I had a good word put in for me. And then when I first started, I was shaky though, man. Like probably like the first 2 months when I first started working, it was just data entry. So they teaching me, all right, this is a file, this is a correspondent, this is a contract, take this form number. I'm just learning about all the stuff. But man, like I said, I just out of high school, I was working at Best Buy. I wasn't really focused like that, but shit. One day they came in there. This is a true story. They came in there and told me, "Man, you're not gonna make it here long." The lady that got us hired, she told us, she told me straight up, she like, "You ain't gonna make it long." But the issue was, it was the people they had training me. They were like, I couldn't learn that way. Once they let my brother train me, oh, I went straight to QC. I guarantee. Like 3 months after that, I was up there. I was checking the people's work. That's how nice I was. And I moved into the front room. I was down in the dungeon. My boy Bobby was down there. We called it the dungeon. It was basically all the rejects. If you wasn't doing good, they threw you down there. So we at the federal complex. They tore it down though, man. When I went home 2 years ago, I finally seen that. It kind of hurt because I was like, damn, I used to work there. And now it's just fucking rubble. Like, damn. But yeah, man, I made it up to QC. They said I wasn't gonna make it. I said, fuck that. I need this $12. I was only making like eight at Best Buy. I remember I worked that year. I worked Black Friday. They had my ass up there at 3 o'clock in the morning. My check was straight too. It was like $300. But shit, once I got that new job and I seen that first check compared to what I was making at Best Buy, and they told me I wasn't gonna make it, I said, "You a fucking lie." Shit, you a lie, nigga. Tell me I ain't gonna make it. That money nice, nigga. I'm gonna make it. Let my brother teach me. If my brother can do it, if any of these motherfuckers can do it, I know I can do it. I just need someone to teach me. And you're like, man, basically just do this. You look here, you get this. You do this, you get this date. Oh, I'm like, oh, this is easy. I got my MPA, so I'm trying to start at a G9. Yeah, you just gotta. I mean, even apply for the apply up and down. Do 8 to 10, and at least try. I mean, because let them weed you out. It's a numbers game, but you gotta let them weed you out. You know what I mean? I know you want to start at a 9, but you can get into a GS8 position and get a step, and you'll be just as high as a 9. Because they got steps within it. So even if you start off at, I mean, if you got your MBA, you want to start off at a 9. Even if you step down to like a GS8 but you get like a higher step, like step 8, step 9, then you'll be making GS9 money. It's just tough, man. But you just want to get your feet in the door. Once you get your foot in the door with the government, then you good to go. Like I applied for a couple of jobs on there. I only apply for international jobs though. As I say, if I'm gonna work, I gotta be able to travel. So if I ever hop on here and give y'all good news about getting a job, that means I'm moving out the country. If not, I'm just gonna be chilling, man. I'll be damned. I gotta get up and go to work. Somebody talking to me, I'm like, nigga, my goddamn back hurting, my hip hurting, bro. I can't do that today. But now, if I'm overseas, I'm a little lively because I know this weekend I'm about to dip out and go somewhere. I gotta do some traveling in Africa. So if I can get like a job in like, I'd rather be in the UK, but if I can get a job in Germany, I'd take that. But yeah, Shakar, you just gotta apply. You can even look on if you use Reddit, go to USA jobs on Reddit. But y'all ain't got nothing, man. We got a little free time. Little free time. If you're looking for a job that to train as well, see, that's one of the things about the federal government. They got the money. The government has the money. Whether or not they trying to spend it is the question. Now, sometimes towards the end of the fiscal year, they got to spend all that money because they use it or lose it. But all of them gonna give you training. Now, that's one thing that everybody's gonna give you like the on the job training. And most of the time, these government jobs, they got training that they're gonna send you to. Oh, what up, Moochie? I didn't know you was in here. What part of Germany? Oh, I'm doing the Idol tomorrow. So Idol is on Monday because it drops on Sunday. And then we got episode 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna knock Cruel Summer out all together. Because I didn't do it on Friday. So I'm gonna knock all those out together and it'd be a refresher. Matter of fact, I think the Idol come on in like 15 minutes, don't you? Don't it? But yeah, I go back to Germany. I just they gotta put me in the actual city, man. Spangdahlem was straight, but man, that was the country, man. I'm good now. Let me be by a city or something. I need me like a little condo or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the old house no more. I take it though. I take it. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah, man. You get overseas, they pay for housing. That means everything I make out pocket. Oh man. Can't leave a dollar on the table. You know what I mean? Go over there, they pay for housing. I get to pocket all that money, and then power and everything will be back up. So we're gonna really be eating. We're gonna be doing lives on yachts. Yeah, we're gonna be over in Greece. We're gonna be doing lives. You know what I mean? We're gonna be doing lives in some random places. We're gonna go to Iceland this time. I'm gonna go to Ireland, and I need to go to Sweden. Yeah, Gabe, this is live. Yeah, so I got a few places I gotta do. Like I gotta actually explore Morocco. I gotta go back to Egypt. Yeah, I ain't get to explore Egypt. It says the Idol is on. Wait, is the Idol on the 15th? I mean, on Fridays? No, I think the Idol come on tonight, don't it? Yeah, June 11th, 2023. Come on tonight. Okay, yeah. So we'll have the Idol tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Uh, I need to figure out what the hell is going on. Is that show going in order? Are they jumping around? Is she going like? Is this her like memory of the events? You know what I mean? Because it was jumping around. Oh yeah, I got you, Queen. I was about to say, damn. I thought it was on Sunday. I was like, all right, we're gonna do that on Monday. Because I like having the HBO shows on Monday. That's how it used to be. We used to do Power on Sundays, and then Mondays would be our HBO shows. We Own This City, the Showtime Lakers. Kenny, what you beat on hilarious? I'm just saying, I'm just giving y'all some insight on what goes on in my mind. If I'm gonna get up and go to work, man, I gotta let me get overseas. Let me travel a little bit. You know what I mean? Let me let me be the civilian talking to the military people like, oh, y'all got it. Y'all got it. We used to work with the civilians. Civilians are always cool as hell, man. Civilians, like, you talk to them, you get to actually just chill. You know what I mean? It was like, hey, y'all just humans. It wasn't no military, even though, I mean, you respectful. But yeah, you could just have a conversation with, hey, Mo, we about to go get something to eat. You want to roll? Shit, hell yeah, I'm rolling. Oh yeah, The Last of Us, House of the Dragon. Yeah, HBO dropping on Sunday. I like doing those on Monday. Monday is like how we get the week started. We had a rough day. It's the first day back, but then we get to talk about an HBO show on a Monday evening. That's no better way to roll into the rest of the week. Torian said I watched episode 2 of The Idol, and it was like watching softcore porn. Hey man, that's what it's all about, right? The Idol. But yeah, man, I'm about to get out of here. What I gotta do? Oh, I got that paper done yesterday afternoon. So we good with that. I got 2 weeks left, and then I got 2 classes. I have my master's finished. So I should be done in October. I should have my master's in October. I'll have that, and I'll put that right next to my bachelor's on the side of my dresser. Yeah, we knock that out. Hopefully I can get an extension. I'm gonna try to get a dual master's out of that. Might as well run it up a little bit. Might as well. Because I don't think I have the focus to go get no PhD. If I went and tried to get a PhD, I don't know if I'd be on here doing YouTube. I'd probably be taking that like a lot. Like that, I think that'd take a lot out of my day. I don't even know how many classes I would need. So I got a 4.0 right now. So I had to call the school because they don't have my class next. Cause like I'm just doing like 8 weeks, boom, 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 boom. I'm knocking them out, accelerated program. But I do my capstone next, and then I do the other class like after that. But they said it'll be all right since I'm doing decent. I have 2 master's degrees. Hey, that's what's up, man. Do your thing, do your thing. Yeah, it's taken me a while, but hell, man. Luckily for me, the pandemic happened. I wasn't in no rush. And the pandemic made me realize, Mo, you one lazy mother sucker. But thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We got The Idol, episode 2 tomorrow, 1, 2, and 3 of Cruel Summer coming up this week. I'm gonna finally put my power videos out and do my predictions. I let everybody do what they had to do. It died down a little bit. Let me throw mine out there. We got us a good little summer ahead of us. I've seen a couple of shows that I'm probably gonna talk about. You know, we do the other shows that don't nobody really pay no attention to, but that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I could go for my PhD, but I don't think they're gonna be paying for all that. I ain't got enough time left for that. And I ain't paying out of pocket for that. No, 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 no. I'm not trying to be one of them. Nigga, goddamn you, Biden, pay off my student loan. Hell no. I'm not putting myself in no debt. I've been debt free for 5 years. I don't owe nobody nothing. I'm gonna try to keep it that way. But hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Remember, tomorrow's Monday. Don't work too hard. Ease your way in. Ease is easy. It's Monday. Wait, ain't tomorrow Juneteenth? When is Juneteenth? Next week? Or is it this week? So I got both masters during the pandemic. The second one was definitely harder than the first. Man, I can imagine. Oh, Juneteenth is no man, it's next week. I'm about to say that's back-to-back weekends, ain't it? Oh, well, that's cool. Shit, Juneteenth the 19th. Hell, I ain't know. I ain't know what teenth it was, nigga. 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. I ain't know. I went to Juneteenth one time and that shit got shot up and I never went back. I told y'all that story down there by 18th and Vine, the Negro Hall of Fame, Baseball Hall of Fame. Over on the baseball field, we had a little Juneteenth thing. Pop, pop, pop. I said, nigga, fuck this Juneteenth shit. I ain't coming back to one of these, man. You just, hey. Yep, that was the first and only time I ever went to a Juneteenth celebration. And back then, when no one even really talking about it. Nah, for real. It was down, look, down on 18th and Vine. Yeah, let me see if they got a picture of it. It's look at Juneteenth going down in Kansas City. See what they got cracking. Oh, they got Spike Lee coming in, do the right thing. Oh, they got a parade there. They just stepped it up, nigga. They ain't had no parade when I was living here. All right. Let me see what y'all got. I might have to step down there. I'm older now. I ain't into it with no niggas. I'm all right. Yeah, I just gotta, you know what I'm saying, make sure don't nothing crack off. Yeah, I might go to this. Well, I ain't in Kansas City right now. Damn it. Yeah, y'all need to learn some Kansas City history. The Negro League Museum right here. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought this was so dope. When we went here as kids, we went here on a field trip. This shit was tight to me, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was one time, like, we went on a field trip. I was like, man, that's tight. Negro League Baseball Museum. Yep, gym theater. Okay, they actually got some food down there. They got Arthur Bryant down there. Oh, okay. That's what's up, man. I'm glad to see my city prospering. There we go. Eat and drink. When I go to visit, I'm gonna go see what they got to eat and drink down here. Oh, they got Connect 4, 25 breweries, $200 in savings. What's new for season 7? Oh, season 7. So they've been doing this shit for a while, huh? I'm trying to go in there, give me a couple of shots and play Connect 4. I didn't know they had this many white people down on 18th and Vine. They must have cleaned it up because it didn't used to be any white folk down there on 18th and Vine. Okay, Boulevard Brewing Tours, Brew Lab. Oh, they got a lot of brewing shit. I didn't know this many niggas drank fucking beer in Kansas City. Well, I guess it is a white city. Oh, they got a lot of stuff cracking now. All right, hey, y'all ever come to Kansas City, man? You know, they got some breweries down here. Youth Academy. Here it is, right here. Grove Park. This is where it got shot up at. Over by the baseball field. The niggas got the shooting like right here. They got the shooting like right here. We like right here. But we was waiting on our boys to pull up. Cause we parked like all the way back over here. These parking lots wasn't here. It was just like a road. Yeah, we was like right here before we can even make it across the street. Pop, 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 pop. We was like, up, that's the end of that. That's the end of that. Cause see, we were coming down this way to get over to 18th and Vine. We didn't even make it to damn Juneteenth. We didn't even make it the block over, man. We were just trying to get across, man. Got the shooting right here. Shit, we walked back to the car, and that was it. Didn't get to experience Juneteenth. One of my homeboys talking about, man, we could probably pull back up now. I'm like, nigga, please pull back up. I don't even know who was up there shooting. Let alone I'm about to go pull back up there. Hell no. They might be pulling back up there. Now we into it with some niggas we don't even know because we done pulled back up there. Hell no. We good for the night. And this is midday too. And we in like 3 cars, but we used to only roll 2 deep. So it'd be 3 cars. Some car might have 3. But I couldn't have nobody in my back seat because my rims rubbed. You know what I'm saying? I had the spaces in the back. Mine, I had them dubs. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about 20 by 7.5. I'm talking skinny. Couldn't sit in my back seat. Plus, I had 150 pounds in the trunk. Boom, that thunder. Yeah, man, good old Kansas City. Well, that's it, y'all. There's a little bit of history lesson there. The Negro League Museum is in Kansas City on 18th and Vine. We got the NCAA Hall of Fame also at the Sprint Arena, right next to it. Got a little bit of stuff down there. But hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tomorrow night, The Idol, episode 2, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about that. Support the channel. Cash App is not at the bottom of the screen, but it's MOEDOTJ. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm out.